Welcome to Team Lonely Child Boxing, keeping it real boxing, everything boxing. Per usual, we got to send out these links though, man. What's up with y'all today? Hope everybody have a blessed day. Yo, yo. Yo, 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 yo. Good evening, good evening. Welcome to Team Lonely Child Boxing, keeping it real boxing, everything boxing. So today we got coming up soon, we have a special guest, from the world of the boxing media and just from the world of boxing, period. The queen of the boxing media, man. She gets all the interviews, all the top things right there. We're going to really get it in and chop it up on some boxing things and all that. Talk about some of the things that's going on, and what she got going on, what lined up, and Miss Boxing Baby, the Queen, she'll be joining us soon. So without further ado, let's get started, though, man. Pray everybody's having a wonderful, safe day and weekend, and had a safe weekend and have a wonderful day, man. Happy International Women's Day for all the women out there. You know what I'm saying? So let's keep it popping, man. Let's get it cracking, man. What up, Boxing to DC? What up, Sports Forum? What y'all got going on out there, man? Talk to me, man, real quick as we wait for our guest to come through. Um, Clarissa Shields, that she had a big weekend. Did her own pay per view, put together her own event, all women's lineup, all that. I mean, I was, I had to watch it on tape because I had to work that night, man. But when I did watch it, man, it was a wonderful event. And Roundtree, what's going on? What is it going to take to make boxing a mainstream sport again? To be honest with you, what it's going to take is it's going to take really for the promoters and people that handle the money to really get out the way and let the fighters fight. In a nutshell, stop trying to be so greedy. Stop with all these extra fees and belts and sanctioning fees and all that, and just let people fight, man. Let the fighters fight. You know what I mean? That's what it's really going to take. To be honest with you, you know what I mean? Beautiful question, right there, man. Because that's what it's going to take for boxing to be back, man. I mean, the crazy thing about that is, man, I got a 76-year-old uncle. I got a 76-year-old uncle, man, that was who ran a barber shop, man. He told me, man, he used to love boxing, but he fell out of love because of all of the politics and what have you, man. But like I said, what it's gonna take, man, it's gonna take. We just gotta let the fighters fight. I don't believe nobody's scared of anybody. I think fighters fight. Fighters fight, promoters promote, commentators commentate, and things of that nature, man. So I really do believe that that's what it's really gonna take, man. You know what I mean? It's sad that we got to deal with that. We're gonna touch a lot of that today too. We're gonna touch a lot of that too. The politics of boxing is really it's saturating the sport. I mean, it's a beautiful sport, and it's sad that it came down to this, and we gotta really deal with that because the fans just want to see the best fight, the best. You just want to see the big fights. You know what I mean? And all right, all right. Hello, how you doing today, Round?
Hey,
How you doing? So joining us right now, like I said, man, I'm just gonna just give you your roses, man. Every time I see you, you interviewing all the top fighters and things like that, man. I'm sitting back taking my notes with my notepads out. So how you doing today? Welcome to Team Morning Shot Boxing.
I'm good. How are you?
Everything's wonderful, man. I'm gonna ask you a quick. I got a few quick questions for you before we get into some hot topics and things like that. So let me ask you something. When did you fall in love with boxing?
When I was young, my father is a boxing encyclopedia, and I'm not just saying that because he's my father. I promise you, any year, any fight, he can tell you the round, how the fight went. He's a boxing fanatic. I remember I introduced him to Harold Letterman because everybody knows me and him were tight, and they talked for like 2 hours just strictly about boxing. Like and I got it from him. I got it from my father.
Okay, 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 okay. Cause see, I fell in love with boxing as a kid too. I had a pops that was super into boxing, so I started watching it too, and then just from there, it just grew and grew and grew and grew. And I just can't fall out of love with it. No matter how bad boxing treat me, I can't fall out of love with her. You know what I mean? So let me ask you this. Who is your all-time favorite fighter?
I actually have two, Muhammad Ali and Floyd, which I'm pretty sure you know from following me. Those are my two.
Oh man.
And I don't have one over the other. Like they're both my number one for different reasons and some of the same reasons. I mean, just I don't have to explain. Look at them. You know?
I could not I mean, you know what? When we get to the debates, like sometimes when people debate, I don't never wanna I just can't never put anybody over Ali. I just can't.
It's hard.
I
Yeah.
just can't. I mean, he just meant that much to me. You know what I mean? Like he's the first fight I ever saw. Like the first fight I ever saw was it was like an old rerun, like of Muhammad Ali fight. Like I actually got to watch some of his fights, but it was when he was a lot older, late in his career. I actually seen him fight, but like one night I think it was the night before Larry Holmes, and he lost the fight, and everybody was like, when I like went to school, like everybody was walking around like somebody died. So I was like, who is this guy, and why does he mean that much to everybody? So I went back and studied him, and I was like, wow. I've been in love with boxing ever since, and that was like 1977. So
Listen, to this day, I refuse to watch Ali and Larry Holmes because it's gonna hurt my heart. That was Ali at that moment. At that point, was a shell of himself. That wasn't Muhammad Ali. He was a shell of himself. And me personally, I'm gonna say it. People debate. I feel like had he not been stripped out the ring for 3.5 years, he would have never had any losses. You would have saw one Frazier fight, and he wouldn't have had no loss. He wouldn't have fought Holmes. He wouldn't have fought Barbic. He would have had no losses. That's just how I feel.
True. But I mean, like what he like some like certain fighters, man, like what he did to George Foreman, he could have closed the book right then and there.
He could have closed it after Thriller in Manila. Oh my God, that fight, Thriller in Manila, it could have been over right there. He didn't have to fight no more after that. I mean, he really could have retired from that fight. I think he stopped him in the 13th round. He didn't come out his corner or something like that. That fight right there, that one, him and Cleveland Williams and George Foreman are my three top performances from Ali.
Man, listen, when they showed George Foreman, when you look at like I know we all seen When We Were Kings, right? And they showed George hitting that heavy bag and putting dents in it the size of a watermelon. And I said, he went in the ring with that late in his career. You got to say nothing else.
My father actually went to see him train for that Foreman fight, and he used to go to. I actually have a picture of Ali kissing me in one of his camps. He would take us to his camp. He said that Ali trained specifically in that fight for the way he fought Foreman. He had like a guy hitting his body. That was his plan for that fight. To lay against the ropes and let him get tired, because he knew that George Foreman really couldn't box, and it worked.
But see, when you looked at George, and you saw what he was doing to people. Like I said, George Foreman is the first fighter I ever seen hit a man and lift them off their feet. That's the first time I ever seen that in my life.
He knocked out Frazier twice.
Yeah, but I'm talking about when he hit Ken Norton, right? It's a point in that fight. He hit Ken Norton in his chin, and his feet came off the ground.
Listen, man.
I never seen that before.
George Foreman was a hell of a puncher, and I think he got even better as he got older. He became more of a boxer. He had so much respect for Muhammad Ali too. He loves Muhammad Ali.
Yes. So that's why I could never put nobody above Ali.
And I'm not mad at that. I mean,
Floyd goes without question. I like I tell people nowadays, I refuse to debate Floyd anymore. I'm not doing
it. It's no debate. Listen, I don't care if you hate him for whatever reason, because to me it's jealousy. Look what he has done. And let's just go beyond boxing. He reigns supreme for so long because he don't drink, he don't smoke, and he stays in the gym. I even gotta say about Ali. A lot of times he wouldn't train as much for somebody lower than him. He would eat a lot. That was his thing. He liked food and he liked women. You know what I mean? So, hey, it is what it is. But you look at Floyd, he trained the same for every single fight. Every single fight. Never drunk, never smoked. He don't do none of that. He always stayed in shape. That's why I feel like he's number one over the Sugar Ray Leonards and everything. Sugar Ray Leonard was doing drugs. He was drinking. And he's super great. He's my number two behind them. But at the end of the day, he couldn't do what Floyd did at 36, 37, 38 because of the lifestyle that he lived before. Because there's no way on this God-given earth that Hector Camacho or Terry Norris should have beat Sugar Ray Leonard. You see what I'm saying? It's the lifestyle he was living. You know?
I'm still mad at him over that Hector Camacho.
It's the lifestyle.
I'm still mad at him for
that.
Two people I'm mad at is him for that and what Bernard did with that Joe Smith stuff.
Listen, man. I love B-Hop. He's one of my top 6. And that night, he's always in shape. I've seen him multiple times out in fights in the gym, always in shape. But that one fight, me and my father were on the phone. We watched the fights on the phone together, still to this day. And he was in the back hitting the pads. I said to my father, he looked fat as fuck. I said, he might mess around and get knocked out. He just looked real chubby. You know, B-Hop is always in shape. He didn't look like himself. I kind of thought that was the last that you would see him. And then he got knocked out the ring. I was so mad he got one knockout loss to him.
Yes. See, the thing was, when I first saw that fight coming up, I just had a feeling. I said, you know what? I got a bad feeling about the night. So every round, I'm sitting there like, he made it through that round.
Yeah.
And the next one, he made it through that round. But then Zab said Floyd trains like he's broke. That's true.
Who said that?
I'm reading the comments. My brother Sean said Zab said Floyd trains like he's broke. Fact.
Because he has a fear of losing. And I remember one time, I think it was one of his 24/7s, he said to beat him, you're going to have to kill him. And that's the way he fights every single fight. Even the McDonald first fight. Let's go back to how McDonald was hitting him in the back of the head. He was the elbow, and it was a UFC fight. You watch Floyd, he up against Rose, he hit him all type of accurate uppercuts. It was amazing. It don't matter the style. He will find a way to beat you.
Yes, he did. He did. Part of that not wanting to lose, that Ali definitely had that. I never when Ernie Shaver said he waited till the 14th, 15th round to try to get Ali out of there. He said he hit Ali with a shot that he knew should have dropped him. He said next thing you know, Ali was fighting like it was the first round.
Oh, Ali had a hell of a chin. Let me tell you, even that Frazier fight, when I think it was the 14th round, he dropped him, or 15th round, he dropped him. He jumped right back up. I never really saw him like devastatingly hurt, except one fight when Henry Cooper dropped him in the 4th round, and he went back to the corner. And remember, Angelo Dundee started messing with the gloves and bought some time. He was out on his feet. I mean, let's just keep it 100. He was out on his feet.
Hey, listen. I'm a die-hard. Hey, listen. I'm a die-hard Ali fan, but he might admit that was a little shaky.
He was out on his feet.
That one was a little shaky.
Ali was special. And I cried like a baby when he passed away. Oh my goodness.
Yes, that was my guy. Now, my next question is, what made you choose the boxing media? Or did it choose you?
It chose me. I always loved boxing, and I hooked up with a guy from Philly. We were real cool, Amir from Elite Boxing. And then one day I was like, you know what? I was driving from Jersey. I said, I'm going to just go to one of the gyms in Philly. And I just picked Johan Gym. I was driving and I saw it. Went inside, didn't know anybody in there. And then I saw Jesse Hart. And I was like, I really want to interview somebody. And he was like, you can interview me. My very first interview ever. And it kind of just went from there. But I just fell in love with it. I would go to media days. I've taken days off of work with no pay just to go to a media day, sleeping in my car, just all type of stuff just to be around the boxing. And I don't know. I love it. I built so many relationships doing this.
Right.
Because I don't have an orthodox interview style. I mean, I can catch you coming out the bathroom when I start asking some questions, just whatever. You know what I mean? And I built like a nice relationship with a lot of people, and I love it.
Like I said, man, I've seen a lot of your interviews. I like I said, they was all A1, especially the one with Terrence Crawford, the one with you had with Bill Haney last week. The one
smart guy, isn't he smart?
Yes,
so smart.
Yes. I decided I wanted to jump into this, man, because I got tired of looking at all these YouTube shows and all these other people, and I seen how they kept twisting these narratives and basically The casual fans actually depend on the boxing media to give them their information because they have no other access or they don't want to do their own research. So when I saw that the way all, I said, you know what, man, I can't have this, man. I'd rather do it myself than listen to them. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And give another version, give people another opportunity to hear what's really going on versus hearing that, you know, every time you turn around, PBC's ruining boxing, every black fighter is ducking somebody, or they got to be
Yep.
scared of somebody. You know what I mean? I got tired of listening to that, man. So I said, you know
So
what?
you decided to control the narrative. There you go.
Exactly, exactly. Because I'm like these guys, man, they just take anything and twist it. You know what I mean?
Anything.
I mean,
And
it
somehow
don't
they
matter.
always seem to blame the black fighter. It's always him doing the ducking.
Yes,
Always him. So
yes, and they always gotta be scared of somebody. The promoter, black promoter, he gotta be they tearing up boxing. Stop it, man. Stop it.
that's because they've been looking for a great white hope for years, and they so desperate now they don't even care if he's white or not. They don't even care. I'm serious. They don't care if he's American. They don't care. Look at Loma. They don't care what country you from, as long as you look like got white skin. They had that man the best since Muhammad Ali, with less than 10 fights and a loss. I don't understand. He lost to Orlando Salida. Do you know what Floyd would have did to Orlando Salida? Do you know he would have demolished him? Especially if Pretty Boy probably would have stopped him. Come on now.
I'm gonna be honest. I heard all of that. He's better than Floyd in his prime. All of that stuff.
Okay.
But this Teofimo fight brought out a lot.
Yep.
That brought out a lot because let's look at this. When he fought Teofimo, right, it's similar to Floyd fighting Canelo.
Yeah.
Right? You fighting a bigger fighter. He's younger than you, stronger than you, but you got to find a way. And everybody was like, well, he waited so long to get going. That's not what he did. He couldn't figure out a way to get in.
And he was tasting that power, and Tio was boxing him, and he did not expect him to box.
And he wasn't willing to jump out there. And he really couldn't find a way to get Teofimo off of his stance. You know what I mean? Because you know he's sitting there just looking for a way to get in, just looking for a way to get in, and that right there tells you right there you can emulate this style, but if you don't know for real,
absolutely. I'm taking the video.
So let's get into some hot topics. You know, I know your girl Carissa.
Oh man.
I saw the other day when she was like, you didn't put you know, she was like, why
I was like, sis, look, you know how I feel about you. You know how you writing something and you just don't think, Miss Clarissa Shields, it goes without saying nobody gonna beat her. But I'm sorry, you know, I was like, my bad, sis, you already know. Like
yeah. So it was a historical night. She put together her own. She said, nobody beats Floyd at 130. Of course not.
Nobody.
I don't think nobody beat Floyd at no way. You know what I mean?
I think they forgot who Pretty Boy was. Do you know who he was? Do
Yeah.
people know what he did?
Yeah, nobody beat Floyd at none of them weights.
They forgot he was a puncher. I think they forgot that he was knocking people out. I don't think they remember that.
He used to let his hands go now. He did used to let his hands
go. But even as money made, he still made it look pretty.
Yeah. Like I said, I refuse to debate Floyd anymore. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing Floyd. You know what? I do. I know you love. I know before we get back to Carissa, I know you love Earl, and I know you love Terrence.
Yes.
I know you love both of them, and I love both of them the same as well. But if you had to pick one,
I'm gonna say what I told them when I interviewed them. I'm neutral. I honestly, you know how
I know you're neutral, but they're in the ring.
I can't pick a winner. I don't know. Like I can't. You know how there's people you just don't see losing. I don't see either one of them losing except to each other. So I can't decide. Okay, look, what can I say? Crawford, I don't know. He can box better. Spence is the natural welterweight. I mean, you can go for both sides. I think he's a better boxer.
Hold on. You think you listen? When I know I was under the impression that Terrence was the far better boxer and Earl was the banger. But after watching Earl a little closer and seeing him use his jab and his footwork and his head movement a little bit more, he got more tools than I thought. And I think many of us thought. So that's why I was like,
I can't pick no winner. I don't
want. You know what? I don't want to see neither. I don't ever want to see either one of them lose. But if it had to be nails to each other, I can live with it.
And we're not gonna see that fight. And it's almost like
I think we are.
And Aaron Pryor. Remember that's the fight everybody wanted. You
You
never
said
got
Sugar Ray Aaron Pryor?
Aaron Pryor and Sugar Ray Leonard. Remember they said Sugar Ray was ducking them, but that's the fight everybody wanted. They wanted it at 140. You never got to see that fight. I wanted to see B Hop and James Toney. We never got to see that fight. Some fights you just don't see. You know what I mean? You just don't get them.
But this one, I think we're gonna get. I think we're gonna get this.
I had him on my live a couple weeks ago. I said, look, he was going through the motion. I said, yes or no, are we gonna get the fight? He was like, no. He moving on, and I left it alone.
I want to wait. Now listen, all I want to see now is once this Bob Arum situation is out of the way. Please turn. Do not
I'm
resign.
sick of him. But now I think it's to the point where it's the money issue.
But see, once Bob Arum out the way, I think they can find a way to get the money.
Just do it 50-50.
But what? See, the holdup is Bob. Once Bob out the way, I think we can find a way to get the money.
I hope so.
I think Bob is the boy. I think Bob is
the be like waiting for Sugar Ray Leonard and Tommy Hearns 2. It was 8 years after the first one, and it lost all the smoke. Some people don't even know they fought twice. That's why I hope
that was a good fight.
Huh?
That was a good fight.
Sugar Ray lost that fight. They called it a draw, but he lost. He got dropped like twice.
Of course he did, and that's
he got dropped like twice.
But you lost that night.
He lost that fight. But
you lost that night.
See how it was 8 years after the first fight? I'm just, right. I don't know, like.
That hurt Tommy too, man. Tommy was hurt. Tommy wanted that so bad.
Yeah, he did.
Tommy wanted that so bad.
Man, back in the day, man, the boxers, they was something special.
Right. So back to Claressa though.
Yes.
You know, Claressa had a historical night. I think it looked like to me she put on a wonderful performance. It looked like she was really trying to press to get the girl out of it, but just didn't happen. But what was your take on her performance that night?
I think she looked great. She did what we knew she was gonna do, and I gotta stop telling myself, oh, people need to gotta get the knockout. Some people just don't come and get knocked out. The girl was undefeated. So Claressa embarrassed her. She dominated her. The girl didn't win any rounds. It's hard to see anybody beating Claressa Shields right now. For the next however many years, she's tough as hell. She's strong as hell. I don't see it.
We got to get her and that girl Savannah Marshall in the ring.
I've never seen Savannah fight. I gotta watch Savannah Marshall. What weight is she at? 154?
I think she's either. I gotta look at her weight again. I think she's 154, 160. I know she's dead close to the same weight. Close enough.
She's undefeated too.
Huh?
She's undefeated too.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And over in the UK, she's there. She's that. They big enough.
Let me see who she is. Savannah Marshall, you said?
Right. Savannah Marshall. And it's either that or Raquel Miller. I want to see.
Oh, that's my girl right there.
Yeah, I need to see her fight Raquel or Savannah.
That's the fight a lot of people want. They want her and Raquel. Who do you think wins that fight?
Huh?
Who do you think takes that fight?
I don't like some people. You got to show me you can beat them. I'm not never picking nobody to beat Claressa until I see it happen.
Me neither.
Yeah, you got some people. I'm not saying they can't be beat. You got to show me. I can't see it. You know what I mean? I want to see her and Raquel fight, and I hope Raquel come and put on condolences to her because she recently lost her mother. But I can see her go out there and put on a good show because I think that'd be a good fight for us. Try to ticket for and see them get it in. But I want to see her against one of them too. Because none of them other girls are going to come up there. Even if Jessica McCaskill, winner of that, and Cecilia Brankers, neither one of them fighting. They not fighting Claressa.
No, and they can't beat it anyway.
Right. One thing I want to ask you though, why do women's boxing got 10 2-minute rounds? What's that?
I don't know. I don't know what that's about. I don't know. And she can fight, I'm sure, 12 3-minute rounds. I know she can.
I think they need to fix that. That's terrible. 10 2-minute rounds in a championship fight, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make if them women can get in a cage and choke each other and flip each other and break each other arms and all that stuff, these women can fight 3 minutes in a round. 12 3-minute rounds.
I agree. All
right. Moving on. The 135 and 140, I bring this topic up every time I do the podcast because the one I can't put my hands on what's going on with this 135, 147. Huh?
You said 135, 147?
Because everything's all those places. It's March. And in 135, we're not gonna get none of the fights we want. Right now, T.O.'s fighting George. George K. I'm just gonna say George K. Devin is fighting Linares. Ryan is probably gonna fight Fortuna. And Tate's fighting at 140.
His?
So
Who he fighting at 140?
Mario Barrios.
Oh, so that fight is set? It's definite?
Yes. Yes. Yeah, that's happening. That's happening. So what I'm saying is, earlier this year they put out this diagram, the 4 kings. These are supposed to be the next 4 kings, but they're not gonna fight each other no time soon. And that right there is a problem. And 147 has no fight signed right now.
I guess we have to wait and say, everybody. I don't get it. I thought that even Ryan Garcia, I thought he was Devin Haney's mandatory. I
Yes. Yes. So how does he get away with that?
I don't know who he fighting next.
Probably Javier Fortuna.
How the hell he get? Oh, okay. See,
now here's the thing. Javier also is Devin's mandatory. Javier
so him and Devin should have fought then.
Devin's mandatory. But they kind of, I don't know how they did that. They kind of ushered Linares in there.
Him and Devin should have fought them. Fortuna and Devin.
Right. But Ryan Garcia wants to fight Fortuna.
Why?
I don't know, man. I think Oscar behind all this. I think Oscar did the whole let's try to get Manny thing. I think Oscar did all of that to try to I think listen, I don't think Oscar believes in Ryan as much as Ryan believes in Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it looked like to me. You know.
I think Oscar still sniffing that coke.
Could be that too.
I do.
Because the stuff they did was crazy. Like you went on the Mike Tyson show, you did all this stuff, and
I'm telling you, Oscar's still getting high, y'all. I'm telling y'all.
You know, Ryan, he called Tank on the phone, and they did the FaceTime.
All that nonsense. No, you wasn't gonna fight him. Oscar's still getting high. So.
And then Teofimo, he got a purse bid from Triller.
Mm-hmm.
To get out of whatever Bob was gonna pay him. That's why I think maybe Bob getting old.
He is. See now.
Yeah, I think he need to pass the business on to somebody else. Cause the stuff Bob doing is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen no top promoter let another company outbid him.
He talking bad about T.O. He just mad because T.O. beat Loma. Loma was his cash cow, so he mad.
Right. You know, so I think now. What do you think about Devin and Linares?
Think about who?
Devin and fighting Jorge Linares.
I think Devin gonna dominate him. Even if he don't stop him, I think he gonna dominate him. Though. I do.
I said the same thing. A lot of people
too
think
fast, too sharp. He gonna dominate him.
Yeah, I think so too. I think a lot of people. I don't know for whatever reason. I think a lot of people were sleeping on Devin's power, and then Devin's overall skill. Listen. Out of all them youngins out there, I love them all. But to me, I love him and Shakur the most.
Listen, Devin and Shakur sharp as hell. He got all the skills. All I want to see is when Devin fight and that dog come out. When he's sharp as fuck, he got all the skills in the world. He got hella defense. He remind me of Floyd. You can see he watched a lot of Floyd.
He's been in the gym with him.
He got it. So.
And that's the thing about it. Every last one of them is, at one point in time went through that Mayweather gym.
Everybody did because come on, it's Mayweather.
Yeah. So then recently Tank and Regis Prograis was going back and forth on Twitter over the weekend.
I saw that. Wait. When did that come about?
I don't know.
Let me tell you something about Tank. That boy dangerous. I don't know if you see his face when he throw a punch. It's like mentally something not ticking up there. I'm telling you right now, he's gonna hurt somebody. No, seriously. I saw him on the Breakfast Club interview. I was just watching old interviews the other day. And I'm watching his face as he's talking about hurting somebody. He's smiling. I'm telling you right now, he got the Mike Tyson attitude. He's dangerous to anybody. I don't care who you are. He's going to hurt somebody badly. Worse than he did Santa Cruz. I mean, I'm telling you. Every punch he throw got bad intentions on it. He can't box, but he's not trying to box. He's trying to take your head off.
Right. So I don't know. Like even what's this guy named Rolly? He's saying Rolly.
Mexican Rolly from Mayweather.
I'm gonna be honest. Now Rolly, you got to get back from that last fight I saw you in. Because the last fight I seen Rolly in,
Yeah, I watched his last fight.
I thought
He said he gonna beat Tank.
no.
Oh, okay.
Well, he just making like he's talking stuff about Devin and Tank on his lives and stuff, but I don't see why. I mean, maybe he's just trying to clout chase. I don't know. I don't think he can beat none of them.
Floyd not gonna let him fight Devin or Tank because he probably knows he can't beat him. Beat neither one of them.
Yeah, I don't think he can beat none of them. I don't think
Me
he can
neither.
beat Theo. I don't think he can beat none of them. You know, not from myself from that last fight. He need to get that last dude he fought.
He was
a rematch.
tired as hell in the last fight. He was gassed up, everything.
Yeah, he need to get that dude a
I've never
rematch.
seen Devin or Shakur tired. Their conditioning is crazy. So I've never seen them tired.
Trying to load up with all the punches.
Yeah, nah.
But he need to get that dude. He need to run that back.
I forgot who he fought again. I don't even remember who he
Got the
fought.
dude's name, but he need to run that back. I would give him credit. If he ran that back and then beat the dude, I'd give him credit. But you know, you didn't do enough to even win that fight. So to be running around, you know, looking like yagging, you know what I mean?
That was actually my first or second time seeing him fight.
Yeah, I kept hearing about him. So I sat down. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna fry the chicken. I'm gonna sit down and watch this kid tonight. Man.
You know who's a good young prospect? Raymond Ford.
Yeah.
From Jersey, 8-0, 4 knockouts. He fights on the zone. He can fight.
It's a lot of little youngins that I see coming up. I just want them to stay on the track, keep doing what you're doing. Another youngster got a fight coming up. Boots Ennis, he got the
oh God, that's my guy. Woo!
He got Lipinette coming up.
I've interviewed him multiple times. I've been to the gym watching him. I'm going out there to see him in the gym again tomorrow. It's amazing. He can punch. He's fast.
That's what's up.
Yeah, I've been in the gym with him a couple times. The first time I saw him was in 2014. He was 17 years old. He was getting you know Carl Dargan, Dynamite. You know Carl Dargan? He was sparring somebody to get the guy ready for Carl Dargan. He was 17 years old. He was beating the shit out of that guy. I didn't know who Boots was. I said, who is this guy? He was beating the shit out of the person he was sparring. And then the other day when I was in the gym with Raymond Ford, they said Boots showed up at some amateur show, like 6 fights, and was beating everybody. Nobody knew who he was. Wow. That's when he first he was an amateur. Nobody knew him. He just showed up and was wiping everybody out. He got it all. He got the height, he got the speed, he got the body, he got the power, he got it all. So I'm telling you right now, he's gonna be hard to beat for anybody. You know,
look like he's about to, if he get through Lipinette the way everybody said he would, then look like he's gonna be a major player in that weight class from that point on. You know, but like I tell everybody, the young lion, listen, don't sleep on those guys who just may be just as hungry as you. Come with your nut pail, put your work in, because Lipinette ain't coming to lay that. Lipinette feel he deserve his shot, so he's gonna fight like that. So you gotta come.
I think Boots gonna stop him. I think Boots gonna stop him.
Hey, if he do that, that's a statement.
And that's the thing. He always trying to make a statement. He's 24-0, 20-something knockouts. He's always trying to make a statement every time he fight. So
yeah, because my Lipinette came here to DC, and he fought at the MGM against Lamont.
Oh yeah, I remember. I was so hurt. He won't do that to Boots though.
Oh, of course not. But I mean, man,
Lamont was older. Lamont had been in a couple of wars. Boots is young, he's fresh. He won't do that to him. He gonna beat the shit out of Lipinette. Whatever his name is.
Lipinette.
Yeah, I mean, that hurt my heart, man. When Peterson retired, I don't like to see one of my favorite fighters get beat into retirement. I don't mind you just announcing your retirement off a win. I'm all for that. But when you get beat into retirement, that hurts my heart. When it's somebody that I really, really, like.
Yeah, I was sitting there looking at that joint, and somebody said something earlier that day, said they was worried about that fight. And I said, nah, he should be all right, that man. A couple rounds, he was boxing, everything good. Then I looked up, I kept saying, this dude keep landing that one punch.
Yep.
That one punch keep landing. So I got up, had to stretch out. I said, hold on, man, this ain't going the way I think it's going, because why you keep letting him land that one punch? Because
Mm-hmm.
like Lamar would be boxing, slipping, and all of a sudden that one boom would come out the ice. He
Yep.
had that one punch.
He took too much
You
punishment.
know
I'm
it.
glad Barry stopped the fight. So
Huh?
I'm glad the fight was stopped because he took a lot of punishment in that fight.
Yeah. Barry got him out of there.
And that was after taking punishment in the Spence fight. So
I think that's what really took the most of it out of him. I think the Spence fight really took a lot out of him, man. I think he was never really the same after that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? He had a great career. You know what I mean? Nothing to be ashamed of. So
a
you
lot
know,
of heart, everything. Mm-hmm.
yeah, salute to him. You know, he got some good wins for some top fighters and all that.
I like his brother. I'm so mad his brother don't fight like that. He's good as hell. Ant is good. I mean, I don't know why why they don't have him out there fighting.
Well, I mean, he had fought a few times.
I know,
Like he
but
fought
like
on the same
recently he
undercard as
hasn't
the
fought.
Lipinets fight.
Mm-hmm. Recently he hasn't fought though. And it's like they always have him sitting so long. I don't understand it.
Yeah, that I can't speak to. I don't know why. I see him a lot. Like he always, working out and running around throughout the
Oh yeah,
area.
he training people, everything. Yeah, Ant is the truth. He can fight. He only got one loss.
Right. The Brandon Rios.
Brandon Rios.
Yeah.
So
Now David Benavidez came out and said he will KO Canelo.
I heard, I saw. No.
Honestly, I want to see him fight Jamal Charlo.
I like Charlo. I like Benavidez, but neither one of them beat Canelo. And I'm only saying that because, like I tell everybody, he learned a lot from the Floyd loss. It's gonna take a lot to beat him. And I think me seeing him fight Triple G twice and never being hurt ever, just showing his toughness, you're gonna have to give a lot and take a lot to beat him. And I just don't see that happening right now. Like a lot of these guys got great offense, but I don't feel they can take what he's gonna be bringing to them. None of them. I just don't see it right now. He can be beat maybe later on, but I don't see it right now. He's too fucking tough. He's too tough.
I think I definitely don't think Benavidez kid. I don't think Benavidez is disciplined enough.
Mm-mm.
You know, I just don't think he's disciplined enough. He reminds me of another Chavez Jr.
Canelo probably stop his ass too.
Yeah. And I think that Charlo got the power to keep him honest, but the person I think that can beat him, that I thought would have beat him, is Boo Boo Andre.
I like Boo Boo too, but I don't know if he'll be able to box him for the whole 12 rounds. I don't think nobody could ever do what Floyd did. It's not gonna happen.
See, here's the thing about Boo Boo. Boo Boo reminds me of not comparing him to this fighter, but similar, like to Andre Ward. Because see, Andre Ward had a boxing style that he do what he got to do to win the fight.
Yeah.
If you forced him to sit down on his punch, he can hurt you.
That's the only one who beat Canelo is Ward. That's it.
Huh?
That's the only one that beat Canelo is Andre Ward. Nobody else. And I like Boo Boo. I like Benavidez. I like Charlo. They're all great fighters, but I think the only one that can really beat him is Ward, because Ward is gonna fight him like it's gonna be like Floyd.
I mean,
it's gonna be to me.
Ward
it's gonna be like Floyd and Canelo
him.
all over again. That's how that's gonna be. But
yeah, Andre
Ward is bigger. It's gonna be the same thing. He's gonna embarrass him. So
yeah, Andre gonna humiliate him. That's
embarrass him. But
what about
Benavidez now? I don't see it. And then we don't even know if Charlo gonna carry the power at 168. If he still can punch him, we don't know that. That's a lot of weight. That's 8 pounds. So we don't even know how he's gonna be if he move up and fight him.
Right.
But I mean, I'll be rooting for him, but I don't think he can do it though.
What about Benavidez and Charlo?
I'm gonna go with Charlo.
Yeah.
Go with Charlo.
Like I said, Benavidez, I just need to see him be more disciplined. Like I can't. I mean, every time I turn around, like you're not making weight. You're not the stuff that Chavez Jr. used to do.
God, Chavez Jr. Every time I see his father, I'm like, poor man, he's such an embarrassment. And then you got his name too. I'm like, God damn. Embarrassment. Look, mercy. You ever see how mad his father was looking at the fights? He either got his head down like this, or he just like, what the hell? That's what he was looking like.
Yeah, I mean, all that talent, all that wasted talent. Plus, I mean, we don't know, man. Every time
I think he'd be embarrassed because he's got his name.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So
Do you got it? You got a fight wish list?
Spence Crawford, but not really. I don't want to see him lose, but of course, Tank Tio,
Right.
Shakur Loma, Devin against Ryan Garcia. I say in the tournament, and then they kind of fight. So remember the Super Six that
Yeah.
Andre Ward was in? Something
Yeah.
like that. So you have Devin fight Ryan, Tank fight Tio, put Shakur in there too. Shakur fight Loma. I want to see that, and then they kind of all just mix in and fight each other. Spence Crawford. Who else? Wilder Fury 3. Because I want Wilder to get revenge. Wilder Joshua. Wilder's my guy. Bomb Squad. That's really it. That's pretty like it right now.
I don't know about that Fury 3 joint.
I want him to knock him out.
I do.
Revenge.
I do.
Revenge.
But if he don't break, listen, if he don't do something different in that training camp, leave Fury alone.
All he got to do, and the only chance he really got is to knock him out. He's not going to outbox him because Fury's too awkward. But I want to see him. Me personally, I think he knocked him out in the first fight because I don't think any other ref would have counted. Like Kenny Bayless would have waved that fight off. He wouldn't have counted. He would have waved it off. But it is what it is.
That ref always doing that though. That ref always doing
Jack Meese.
Yes, he always doing that.
And in that second fight, I feel like he got hit behind the ear and kind of fucked up his equilibrium, and he allowed Fury to back him up. Like from the first round, he kind of was backing him up. I don't like how big Wilder was in that fight. I think he stayed the way he always stayed. I think he gained too much weight in that fight. He was a little slow. And once he got hit behind the ear, he was pretty much done. He busted his eardrum. So once that happened, his balance was way off. And I think that he let Fury impose his size on him, his size and his will.
Right.
Which he can't do in the second fight. He got to remember, I'm the heavier puncher. I can kind of match him in height. He's not much taller than me. He has to kind of put that in his head. But in that second fight, he allowed Fury to impose everything on him from round one.
That was hard to watch.
And that shit hurt my heart. Let me tell you something. I was so mad. I had to make a video. I was just so hurt. I can't believe he lost. I can't believe it.
That was hard to watch.
Very hard to watch.
We was all in the house like.
Once I saw what he was doing the first few rounds, I went in the other room, and my sons was like, I was on the phone with my father. He was like, yeah, they stopping it now. I couldn't watch it. I had to watch it later because I couldn't see that. So
yeah, I mean, because after he got back up, I'm like, okay, he hurt for real. Made it through the round. I'm like, okay, give him a couple rounds. Fury's gonna get courageous. He's gonna catch him with something. But then after I kept seeing him get worse and worse,
a busted eardrum is very hard to. A busted eardrum is very hard to deal with because it kind of controls your balance and your equilibrium. It makes you feel nauseous. So he probably was nauseous. Probably he had to vomit. His balance was off. He just could. Once that happened, there's no coming back from that. A busted eardrum it's like almost getting hit in the temple, but worse. Because when you get hit in the temple, a round or two later, you got your stuff back. But when you have a busted eardrum, it just gets worse as the time goes on. So
right.
I feel like he kind of caught a bad break. And maybe if he didn't punch him in the ear, who knows? Maybe he would have caught him with something and, knocked him out, but we didn't get to see it. So that's why I need to see a part 3. I still think Wilder is going to sleep Joshua. That's
definitely. that we dead on that.
I think he's going to sleep him still. Joshua to me is a little chinny. Joshua is chinny. Joshua to me is very chinny.
Right.
I feel like if Klitschko was younger and hadn't been dropped the round before, he probably would have stopped him. Let me tell you something. Joshua was hurt when he got dropped by Klitschko, but you gotta remember, Klitschko 41, hadn't fought in over a year, and he had got dropped the round before. But if he had not been dropped and he was a younger Klitschko, he would have got him out of there. And the older brother Klitschko, Vitaly, would have stopped him. He would have stopped him. Joshua is too chinny.
Here's the funny thing about that. The untold story that we always hear these stories about how Joshua, how the supposed Joshua and all that. A lot of people don't know. Deontay Wilder was at that fight.
Yes.
He was at that fight, and they would not let him talk to Joshua. Like, they kept them apart. They wouldn't even let Lennox Lewis talk to Joshua that night. And everybody was like, oh man, he flew to that man's country. He flew over to the man's country. Mm-hmm. And that make it so bad, he was in the crowd yelling Bomb Squad. Because the dude, Tony Bello, he was the dude that played in Creed.
Yeah, the one who fought Did he fight Andre Ward in Creed? Or did he fight
Nah,
Michael B.
they
Jordan?
did.
Yeah.
And then he also fought Michael B. Jordan at the end of the movie.
Mhm.
Him and
Didn't he
Deontay
fight Did he fight David Hay? Did he stop him?
Yeah.
I thought so. Okay,
He
yeah.
stopped David Hay twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, one time David Hay had an ankle injury.
Yeah, injury.
But the second fight, he straight mopped David Hay. But his last fight, that boy Usyk knocked him out.
Not too bellow, right? I thought so.
Yeah, Usyk crushed him. Like
that's payback for David Hay. Shit. I said that's payback for what he did to David Hay.
yeah. And he was winning the fight too, and then all of a sudden, just that one round, everything fell apart.
He looks small to me to be a heavyweight. He looks like he should be a cruiserweight or something.
Well, he came from them lighter weights because
I thought so. He looked small. Yeah.
Yeah, years and years ago, Adonis Stevenson knocked him out.
At what weight? At cruiser or at light heavy?
They was middleweights when Adonis knocked him out.
Are you serious?
Yeah, Adonis put him to sleep.
Oh yeah, he don't need to be in there with no heavyweight. So hell no.
Yeah, Adonis Stevenson put him to sleep.
I didn't even know that. Oh, so you gonna have me watch that clip? I didn't know he fought him.
Yeah. Adonis Stevenson crushed him.
I didn't know he fought. I didn't even know they fought.
Yeah, knocked him out.
He's too small. He's too small. Yeah. Oh yeah, right here. The highlights. Yeah, so that must have been at what, light heavyweight? It was 3 years ago.
Yeah, he got knocked out.
Yeah, that was at light heavy. Yeah, but I still feel like Wilder to me was still one of my favorite. And I still think he's gonna put Joshua to sleep. I like Joshua. I support him and all, but it's something about his body. I don't know if he got too much muscle mass, too much bulk. I don't know. He don't have the body of a fighter to me. He's more like a football player. And I think a lot of time that bulk messes with his stamina. He be tired a lot.
Right. Yeah. I just don't think he can get out of it. I don't think Joshua can get away from Wilder. Well, right?
No. It's that chin, man. And let me tell you something. It was Ramadan. And I was at the match shit. I couldn't watch him and Ruiz. My son texted me like Joshua just got knocked out. When I watched the replay and then watched the fight, I said, look at he was all discombobulated. I couldn't believe it.
Right.
That was a huge let me tell you something. I should have bet some money in Ruiz. That was a huge upset. He was a huge underdog in that fight. I couldn't believe it. He did that to him.
Right.
He was shorter, he was fatter. It's like, what the hell happened?
He got courageous. He got caught. You know?
Man, my son texted me that. I said, no, he didn't. He said, knocked out, he's done.
Right. Right. And Ruiz talking about now, him and Wilder might be fighting each other soon after he fight this Areola fight.
Wilder's gonna stop him.
I think so too.
And I think that he's gonna stop Areola. I didn't even know Areola was still fighting.
Yeah. He hanging in there.
He's done. Listen, I'm not mad when these fighters stay around and get some money. It's like me getting a job. I gotta pay my rent, mortgage. They gotta pay their bills too. I get it, but it hurts a little bit when they stay around too long and they take a real bad beating, and it kind of forces them to stop boxing. That's what I don't like to see. But I understand you got to pay your bills, and I get it. But
I got you on here, man. Let the folks know what interviews and what things you got coming up, man.
Supposed to do something tonight with David Flats. You follow him?
Yeah.
Him and Boxing Q, Lamar Russ. Just subscribe to the channel. It's Boxing Baby the Queen. Different interviews up there. I don't say interviews. I say sit down because I don't have no orthodox interview. I just sit down, kick it with them, and we talk about whatever. So hopefully a lot more. I never have anything planned. I usually just hit them up and we go live. So I'll be in the gym and stuff with the fighters, and that's it. Just doing me. Y'all follow me on Instagram. It's BoxingBaby_the Queen. So.
Right. All the top interviews, like y'all gonna be live tonight on Instagram at 10 o'clock, correct?
Yep, 10 o'clock.
So follow her on Instagram. Check out all the interviews. Thanks, Bernard. What's up, Joey? What's up, Sean? Thank y'all for checking in on me today. And like I said, man, hey, I love boxing, man. I can do this till I do this all day, all night, man. Anything boxing, man. Barbershop style, man. You know what I mean? Hopefully boxing can get back to where it used to be and we can get back to boxing being an everyday topic in the barbershop, man. I miss that.
I hope so too. I think it's getting there. It's getting there, but I don't know the UFC, man. It's kind of taking over. I got people texting me like, "You ain't watching the UFC tonight?" I'm like, "No." Half the time I don't even know it's on. But I'm telling you that we gotta do something different. I don't know what we gotta do, but we gotta make a comeback.
Speaking of UFC, they talk about of course, both of them fought this weekend. How ironic that Amanda Nunes and Carissa both fought this weekend. But no, do not put Carissa in the ring with that child. No time.
Not right away. No, hell no.
No, I'm not for that. I'm
not in the cage. If she's gonna do the cage, let her do a couple of fights for herself. She fill it out. Not Nunes.
Right. Yeah.
And I mean, I've never done it, but it looks a lot different from I do CKO, and that shit is tiring, kicking and round kicking. So people who do that for a living, yeah. So I think it's gonna be a little different than boxing. So
yeah, I think she could do it, but I don't think she could.
Me too.
Yeah, but don't throw in there. Don't just jump out there with Nunes right now because the money there.
Yeah. I will wait for do a couple more couple little fights. You see how you like the cage. She might not even like it. See how she fill it out. So, but I wouldn't do it. And Nunes is undefeated, right?
Nah, she's not undefeated, but
who beat her?
It's been a long time. Like I remember some girl named Kat Zen something beat her. There's a few people beat her, but there ain't nobody beat her in a few years.
That was years ago. See, I told you I don't watch it. All I watched was Ronda Rousey get beat down by Holly Holm only because she was talking bad about Floyd. That was the joy of my life.
Right.
So
see, the thing about that,
I don't know none of them people in UFC, MMA.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm a casual MMA fighter. I just watch the big fights.
But I did watch her get her ass whooped because it was,
Yeah.
And I watched Conor McGregor get his whooped by Diaz.
Yeah. And he got knocked out again recently.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah,
so that's about Floyd, and he want Pacquiao, blah blah blah. He got knocked out.
So. Well, Pacquiao wanted him more or less.
Yeah, I mean, he wanted money.
Speaking of that, real quick, Jake Paul. Jake Paul, listen. I tell people this. I see it both ways. I don't like it either, but I ain't mad at Jake either because
getting money. Yeah, do what you do.
They gave him. Listen, if y'all let somebody come off the street and just walk into the situation that you rightfully earned. Look, man, y'all gotta listen. Look, holler at Jake, find out what he did to get all them followers on YouTube. Do that. Do something because find a way to get him in the ring with one of y'all so y'all can dust him off. But at this point, the damage is done because you got Tyson Fury saying his name. You got Canelo saying his name. He's arrived. So
all he needs to do is get one ass whooping, and he'll be not talked about anymore.
That's fine, but he got the check.
Yeah, true. He need one good beat down, then you won't hear nothing else about no Jake Paul. Just one good one.
Oh yeah.
One good one, trust me, and it's coming.
My man Antonio Flowers said he want,
You calling Canelo out? That'll be the one ass whooping that he don't want.
Canelo, he'll never get that fight. He'll never get that fight. You know what I mean? Maybe he'll get Tarver. Maybe he'll get Tarver or one of them.
Tarver got Tarver coming back.
Well, he's doing an exhibition style fight too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I saw that.
And maybe he'll get Jake Paul after that. Get Jake Paul up out of there. You know what I mean?
I'm telling you, it's gonna take one good ass whooping, and Jake Paul is gonna be a Jake Paul who? Trust me.
Well, like I said, Tarver staying shit. He got, he opened up another gym down there in Tampa. He stayed working, stayed grinding. Shout out to my man, the Magic Man.
He did. He opened up a gym in Tampa. I didn't know that. Good for him.
Oh yeah. He got a gym down there called Signature Punch Gym, man. So he always down there grinding, man. I talk to him ever so often, man. So yeah, man, he down there putting it in. So I mean, I'm he been hungry to get back in the ring. So hopefully he go out there do his thing, and then maybe he'll go give him the Jake Paul fight.
Do you think that a lot of these boxers are coming back because it's for money, or just they miss it?
I think it's both.
Both.
I think
Me
it's
too.
both.
Me too.
I think they love it so much. You can see it. Like Tarver, that's why it stay lit. Like Mike, he can't stay away from it. They love it. It's that walking into an arena and people yelling your name or people watching you, it's addictive.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't get away from it. Like after you done something for so long to try to just go live a normal life, sometimes you just can't do it.
It's hard.
Right, right.
But I've never been a. I like Tarver. I respect all boxers, but a huge fan, I really wasn't. I felt like a lot of his career was built up to that Roy Jones knockout, but then again, hey, I don't know.
Actually, when you actually go back and do your homework, because I didn't, I told him this too. Like I didn't like him at first,
I never really saw a lot of his fights.
and then I went back and looked at some of his fights. But then also, I didn't really research his fights till after I actually met him. He's like it's like some people you see on TV, you think they one way. When you meet him in person, it's like, oh man, you cool,
He real
right
cool.
here. You
I
know what
got
I
a
mean?
picture of him too. He cool.
Huh?
I met him at a fight in Brooklyn.
Yeah, yeah. I met
But
him.
I know one thing. B Hop, let me tell you something. Beat the brakes off of him. No, seriously. That was B Hop's first fight at 175. I think it was after he lost to Jermaine Taylor twice.
Yeah,
Even though he won that first fight, but we ain't gonna whatever. That was his first fight, I think, at 175. He beat the brakes off Atara. Respect Atara, but goddamn. I mean, B Hop is B Hop. Come on now, what you expect, right?
he said he was gonna do that too,
and he did it.
He said he was gonna do that too.
He beat the.
That's the one time. Listen, the one time in my life I went against Bernard, he did that.
You thought the Atara was gonna beat him? Shit.
Yeah.
B Hop different, man. Listen, B Hop. My favorite performance to this day remains his what he did to Trinidad. Patton too, but Trinidad. Let me say something. He was a huge underdog in that Trinidad fight.
Yes.
The fans, the promoters, they just knew he was gonna lose. They thought he was gonna come in there and brawl. They didn't know he was gonna box too. He boxed him, he broke him down, and he stopped him in the 12th round. Oh my God! Listen, my father was like, you know what, Trinidad might not be hop out because nobody knew he could box like that.
Right.
Whooped his ass. That's my favorite performance by B Hop to this day.
Right. That one and the Kelly Powder one, those are my two best ones.
Because Kelly Powder, remember, he was coming off a knockout win on Jermaine Taylor, so he was like kind of on top.
Right.
He was younger than B Hop. He was B Hop. He didn't win no rounds.
Right. And because before that fight, he's going to be the first man to knock out B Hop and this, that, and the third, and all
that.
That was
the plan. When you ask Jack Lowe, his trainer, and him, the plan was you're gonna be the first one to knock him out. Now you got a man in front of you who ain't never been knocked out, and that's your plan. He embarrassed him.
Right. And then he came over. to the press row and stood over top of them and kept looking at them.
He just looked at the HBO commentators. Like he just looked. Like I told y'all.
Yes. Yes. That's my moment.
Andre Ward remind me of. You can see Andre Ward watched a lot of B Hop. He remind me of him.
Right.
You know, so.
Right.
Those little sneaky tricks, knowing how to control the distance, making somebody fight at their pace. They really, really remind me of each other a lot. You can see he watched a lot of B Hop.
Yeah, he's like a combination of B Hop and Floyd.
Yeah, because he got more speed than B Hop. He's quicker than B Hop, but the way he just, I don't know, just something about the way he fight. It's like watching a young B Hop to me. So.
That's what's up. Yep. That's what's up, man. I truly appreciate you popping on here, man. Like you said, I'm definitely a fan of your work. I watch. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be on when y'all go live tonight. I'll be in the comments. Look for me.
Look, if I don't fall asleep, listen. Let me tell you something. I'm old. I be tired. So
you old.
I be tired.
Man, listen, man. I work at night. I work at night.
Like, listen, people like, oh, you ain't grinding if you sleeping. Well, guess what? I sleep. I love to sleep. I will get my sleep in easy. You can say whatever you want. I'll be in the bed sleeping. So I hope I don't fall asleep before it happens. So.
All right. One more time, y'all. Tell everybody where they can find you at and what's going on.
YouTube, Miss Boxing Baby the Queen. Follow me on Instagram, Miss Boxing Baby _the Queen. I gotta get you on my live too now. We gotta do this on my live. So.
Hey, stay left.
So let's do it Thursday night on my live.
What night?
Thursday night. You free? Well, Thursday evening. Are you free?
Yeah, I work at night. I can do anything.
Okay, so I want to keep you up. So what time Thursday is good?
Anytime. I go to work I gotta be to work at 9:00. So I work at night.
So when you sleep?
I never sleep.
Oh shit! So you make me look bad. You don't sleep at all?
I try. I get like a couple hours in a day, man. I get
So
a
when you
couple
get, what time you get off? You work 9 to what? 9 to 5,
9 to 6 in the morning.
and then you get off. Do you come home and go to sleep for a little bit?
After I get my kids, I go home, I get my kids. See, y'all got me putting out my routine. So I come home, I help get my kids ready because my wife got to work from home and things like that. So I get the kids ready, get one of them on virtual learning, get the other one to the babysitter. Then I come home, take a little nap.
For how long? Like 2 hours?
Yeah, about 2-3 hours. Then I
Okay,
get
so,
up and try.
so that's good.
Then I get up and try to see what y'all got going on.
That's
You
good.
know,
You get a little power nap in there. That's good. That's good.
yeah. And then I sleep for like 2. Then I go to sleep from like 3 to 7.
Okay, okay. So you get a little something, something in. All
Yeah,
right.
I'm off on Sundays and Mondays. I'm off on Sundays and Mondays.
Let me say something. Those are the best days to have off ever. Fuck that Friday and Saturday. That's for the young people. Sunday and Monday are the best 2 days to have off. I'm telling you, it's the best days to have off.
But
I
so
always tell people that. Get that Sunday, Monday off.
so out of that, you tell me what day you want me on there, because I'm definitely not
Oh,
gonna
we
miss
could
that.
do Thursday evening if you could like 5 o'clock or so. It don't matter.
That's fine. That's perfect.
Like 5. I put I gotta work out that night, but it's not till 7:30, so we can do like 5 o'clock before I go.
Bet. Say less.
All right.
Say less. And then I'm gonna send this to your inbox on Instagram. This is gonna be on YouTube as well. Like I said,
Nice. What's your name? I always say the Apostle. What's your real name?
oh man. Oh, my real name is Carlton.
Carlton. Okay. Oh shoot. Carlton Banks? No, I'm kidding. So we're gonna do like 5:30 on Thursday, okay?
Bet.
All right.
All right, y'all. Make sure, like I said, man, for all the top interviews, she's gonna teach me how to get those interviews, man. Cause we're gonna get it going. All the top interviews. Check out Miss Boxing Baby the Queen on Instagram and on YouTube. Subscribe. And subscribe also to Team Lonely Child Boxing, man. We thank y'all so much. I thank you so much. Y'all have a good day. That's what's up, y'all. That's what's up, man. That's gonna do it for this week's Team Lonely Child Boxing. What's up, Bernard? What's up, Joel? What's up, Sean? Shannon, that was a wonderful question, man. Shout out to the Boxing DC group. Shout out to the Sports Forum. That's gonna do it, man. That's gonna do it. Like I said, y'all, we got some more stuff coming soon with Team Lonely Child Boxing, man. We're gonna have we're gonna start getting the interviews. Like I said, I'm gonna try to bring more people over to the Facebook side, because everybody's heavy on Instagram. But like I said, man, we're gonna keep working, get more graphics and things like that, man, and just let this thing grow, man. I thank y'all. Peace and God bless.